Good morning. Happy Friday. How are you doing this morning? I just about started on time, but I was listening to some Barbara Streisand and I kind of lost track of time. I absolutely adore Barbara Streisand for many, many, many years. So I listened to actually a lot of her old stuff still. So I like to get in the vibe before I come on live. So I listen to some of my favorite music. And as I said, Barbara Streisand is possibly my favorite artist of all time. I also love lots of other people like Celine Dion, Josh Groban, so many, so many. I love music. But anyways, I digress. I'm on here this morning to talk about hindsight being 2020. When we look backwards, we always have so much more knowledge, so much more wisdom, etc., that we didn't really have at the time. So this morning I'm looking back really over nearly 20 years of being in the image industry and talking about the things that I wish I'd known in an effort to help you to kind of shortcut your path to success, your path, to having more time freedom, to having more financial freedom. I'm just seeing some eyes joining me now. Say good morning if you're joining me. And I'm just checking to make sure that I'm in my group. There have been a few people saying that they can't find me live. So that's why I always go in and check and make sure I'm in the group. I'm not just seeing myself yet. Say good morning to me. It's a beautiful morning here in Mushan. The temperatures have dropped a little bit, so it's way more comfortable. And life is good. My older son is gone to camp this morning, and the younger son is here and he's having a French lesson. And it's a beautiful day, and this is a good time to be live. Okay, so this morning I'm talking about my experience as a personal stylist, as an entrepreneur, and being in business for over 20 years, and what I wish I'd known in those early years of being an entrepreneur. If you're joining me live here this morning, say good morning. Let me know who's here. I'm just seeing Julie joining. Hi, Julie. Brilliant. And I'd also like you to tell me, how many years have you been a personal stylist? Pop it in the comments. How many years have you been a personal stylist? Because, you can't really put, an old head on young shoulders. Experience is just gold. It's gold dust. You have learned so much for the years that you've been in business, and never, ever, ever discount that. So I want you to pop in the comments right now, how many years have you been in the image consulting industry? I do see some eyes joining me live here, even though it's very, very early. It's very early, I know, especially if you're in the UK. It's 9 a.m. I am 10 a.m. CET. But this time just works really well for me. I do my best work in the morning. I'm my most energetic in the morning. So even if you're catching this on replay, hashtag replay in there. So Terry's saying she's just 1 year in the image industry. Actually, Terry, we all had to start somewhere. And this live that I'm doing here this morning will really help. Diane is saying she's 9 years. So that's a long time in the industry. Some people are in the industry 40 years. I started training in about 2004. So that makes it less than 20 years. But actually, I was quite interested for a while before I actually got training. Terry is from New Zealand. Welcome. It's great to see you this morning. I do, Breda is saying 2.5 years. Amazing, Breda. You have done so well in the 2.5 years. Um, and whatever stage you're at, I think you will benefit from what I'm going to talk about this morning. Some things might be just reminders. Some things might be like that niggly feeling that you had, but you weren't quite sure. So I'm going to be talking about the 4 top things. There's many things I could talk about, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the 4 top things. So I just sat down yesterday and I had to think to myself and I said, what would I have wished I would have known? What would I have loved if somebody sat down and talked to me and told me these things? Now, before I get into that, for those of you who are new to me, my name is Aileen Lane, and I am a business and empowerment coach to personal stylists, image consultants, and fashion stylists. I help them to really step into their personal power, to step into their confidence and charisma so that they have consistent 10K months. And I do this in a variety of different ways. My signature program is my 6-figure stylist program. And that is your strategy to 10K months. But more importantly, and what I have found from working with personal stylists over the years, is the overcoming of confidence issues, imposter syndrome, fear, of really being yourself and stepping into who you really are, because that's where you're most powerful. Let's face it. If you are confident, if you are feeling good about yourself, then you can attract people very, very easily. You can be magnetic in your business and you can help other people be confident, which is really what personal stylists do. We help other people to be confident. So that's me. And with that, I'm going to get straight into the things I'd wish I'd known. So if you have a pen and paper right now, pop it out and write down these ideas. It will help you remember them. I'd love to hear your comments as we go along. Let me know as we go along if this has been your experience too. Okay, so I've written them down here on my little notebook just so I won't forget them. So the number one thing that I wish I had known when I started out as a personal stylist is the importance of marketing, the importance of getting myself out in front of people, the importance of telling people how I could help them. I had no idea when I became a personal stylist the amount of marketing that I needed to do in my business. Did you have the same experience? Did you have the same realization that, you know, I knew that I was good at what I did. I had great technical skills, especially around the areas of color. I could see, the colors that suited people really, really easily. And I thought that was enough. I thought having brilliant technical ability was enough to make it as a personal stylist. But one of the things I learned, maybe it started dawning on me about 6 months into being a personal stylist, that I really needed to get good at marketing myself. And that wisdom has grown within me. And I realize now that you have to be an excellent marketer. And not only that, but you have to spend a big percentage of your time marketing yourself in your business. And you have to get good at it. You have to get good at it. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be able to promote yourself. You have to show up over and over and over again. It's not enough to be a brilliant personal stylist. You also have to be a brilliant marketer. And there's no real shortcuts to that. You just have to do it to begin with. Yes, you can learn different skills. But what I find, a lot of it is doing it. It's having the confidence, to get in front of the camera, just like what I'm doing this morning, and tell people what it is that you actually do. And the other point I want to make around this is that it's not okay really to hand your marketing over to another person. A lot of people struggle so much with it that they feel like the answer is to hand it over to somebody else. I really, really don't agree with that. I think you have to get good at marketing your own message first. Yes, you can get help over time, and I get some help now in terms of, getting my newsletters out there, etc. But the bulk of my marketing, I do it myself, because we know our ideal client best. We know the problems best. It also encourages us to understand our ideal client really well so we can help them. So I cannot emphasize how important marketing is. Have you found that you were shocked by the amount of marketing that you needed to do to get clients? I'd love to hear your comments. Were you shocked by that? Did you think that it was enough to be brilliant at what you do? And of course, that has taken on a whole new emphasis since we went online. We had to learn a whole new set of skills. When I started, it was really in-person events. It was standing at the top of the room. It was talking to people about color and style. And then everything went online. And I do encourage personal stylists to go online. I think one of the fastest routes to becoming a six-figure stylist, consistent 10K income, is really to get online, where to specialize and the world becomes your client base. I absolutely believe that. So understanding that marketing is a really important skill and you need to get good at that is number one on my list, because honestly, nobody's going to know about you. And I read recently, actually, this shocked me a bit, even me. When I started out as a personal stylist, I was told that people needed to see a consistent message from you 6 times before they took action. Now, with the way the world as it is, now with the way that social media is, apparently now people need to see your message consistently 31 times. Can you believe that? I just read that somewhere in the last week from what I believe was a pretty credible source. So you have to turn up over and over and over again, 31 times apparently, before your message gets out there. So there is no, going sideways and not doing marketing. You can't really hand it over to somebody else. It's something that you have to get really good at. Okay, number two, what I've known when I'd started all those years ago was the importance of mindset. Now, I don't really necessarily agree with the term mindset, I'll be honest. I think it's more it is mindset in a way, but it's when people think of mindset, they kind of think, oh, I need to be doing meditation, I need to be doing affirmations, I need to make switches out in my mind to, think more positively. The reality is, it is extremely, extremely difficult to just switch out a thought in your mind, because that thought is based on your experience. It's based on your what you've been taught as a child. It's based on your culture. So many different things. So it's not as easy to switch out a thought. And I'm sure you know this too. So I like to talk about mindset in terms of energy. You need massive energy in your business to show up consistently. And we all know that if our energy is not good, first of all, we don't feel like turning up and marketing ourselves. But also, even if you turn up and your energy is really low, that comes true in your messaging. It comes true in your words. It comes true in your body language. So energy is absolutely key. And if you don't work on your energy every single day, positive thinking and affirmations is like a candle in a hurricane. It's just going to be blown out. So, having high vibe, high energy is really, really, really key. And, because our thoughts lead to our feelings. If we have thoughts of, oh my God, that offer was just bummed out completely, you know, everything I do is not working for me, you know, no matter what I try, it doesn't seem to be working. This is never going to work. What is our energy going to be like? Our energy is going to be down on the floor. It's going to be low. How can you take action from a place like that? You can't take action from a place like that. Or if you do, it's forced. It's really difficult. You don't have a lot of ease in your business. So for me, we need to work on the energy, and the way to do that is to uncover self-limiting beliefs, the beliefs that are driving those thoughts, and then not try and cover them over, but to clear them, to bring them first of all from the subconscious mind where they normally are into the conscious mind where we can clear them. And I want to tell you about my chakra empowerment program, because this is my new program that I have created. Basically, I have been doing this type of work in my six-figure stylist since the start of the year about. But I have now created a program that's separate from my six-figure stylist, just purely to help people with their mindset stroke energy, because I saw such a massive need for this in the industry. As personal stylists, we sell confidence, but we can't sell confidence if we don't feel confident ourselves. If we are suffering from imposter syndrome, if we don't feel high vibe ourselves, it's impossible to turn up and market yourself in a way that will get people to feel that you are the person that's going to help them. So my chakra empowerment program is starting next Tuesday. It's 12 live sessions with me, where I will be taking you systematically through it's 12 different exercises, but it's also the day-to-day stuff that comes up, because I think that's where people really need the help. You know, this is coming up. What can I do? I'm stuck. How can I get out of this stuckness and have a breakthrough in my business more quickly? And you know what? I looked for a system to do this for years. I wanted a practical, simple system that I could use on a daily basis with myself initially, and then that I started using with my clients. And honestly, I was totally blown away by the results that I have seen with my clients. And even I put a post up on LinkedIn this morning. Get over there, look at it. And one of my clients got on there and said she has been blown away as well. So I think it's really important that you know that mindset and energy is possibly, after marketing, the most important thing to think about every day in your business. Because if you are not in a place where you have energy, where you're motivated, where you're not procrastinating, you will not be taking the kind of action in your business that you need to take. And then to remember, you know, I'm in this industry now nearly 20 years. It takes a lot of energy to turn up day after day after day after day. So your energy is so important. And can you imagine how much better your marketing is going to be if you're coming from a place where energy is you know, high? Your energy is high. It's you know, you're turning up as your most confident self. And that's so important. Really, it's so important. Okay, so that's number 2, mindset and energy. Number 3, if I had known this at the start, I would be a millionaire by now. I definitely would have been a millionaire. And that is that rather than having a load of different services, to focus on one thing. I used to think that, you know, I'll add more services, I'll add more things in, I'll provide more things for my clients, and that'll get me more clients. No. My belief is start with a signature program. Have a signature program that you charge more for, and put all your energy and your marketing and your creativity and your love of everything image consulting into that. it's just going to be way more effective than diluting yourself. Like, you know, I started adding all sorts of things. I added product lines, I added things like makeup, I added um, I even added a lingerie line at one point to my business because, you know, I had one client who struggled to find bras that weren't big enough. So, you know, I think that the more we diversify, especially as a one-man show, you know, most of us are just, you know, ourselves in our business. The more we diversify, the more our message is diluted, the more people don't understand what we're about, and the harder it gets to sell our service. So for me, having a signature program, a signature thing that you're known for, mine is the Six Figure Stylist. Yes, I have a 12-week chakra empowerment program now, but that's actually the same part of the same work that I do in my Six Figure Stylist. So basically, it's a wing of, or it's one of the pillars of content of my Six Figure Stylist now. And that's what you need to do. You can have a signature program and then break it down into modules or smaller programs as much as you want. But everything leads to your signature program so that your message is clear, so that people understand what you're talking about. And they know that you're the person to come to when they have that particular problem. So having a signature program than trying to sell everything makes more sense to me. Does this make more sense to you? Or have you been adding service after service in the hope that this will be the thing? You know, somebody asked you for something, so then you decide, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and add another service. And then you have to market that all over again. You have to start all over again. Even with my chakra empowerment program, I had to start from scratch with that and market that from scratch. And it takes a long time for people to understand what you're really doing and how does that relate to their most pressing problems. So that's number 3. So number 4 that I've written down here is taking care of yourself is so important. And again, I didn't really understand that, I'll be honest. When I started out, I'm a total overachiever. I'm totally focused on success. And what I found was that I didn't really take care of myself along the way. And I had to learn how to take care of myself, how to avoid burnout, how to keep my energy high, how to enjoy the journey. And that was really, really probably one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn on my journey. I'm a ruler, sacred money archetype. Any of you who have taken my sacred money archetype personality test, I'll put a link in here afterwards so you can go in and take it if you haven't taken it already. But this helps you understand yourself a little bit more. And I think that awareness about yourself, awareness of your strengths, awareness of your challenges is a massive, massive advantage as you create and grow a business. So awareness of your strengths, of your weaknesses, and how to use your strengths and how to overcome your weaknesses is really, really important. But one of the issues with the ruler personality type is just they're very driven, and they forget to stop and smell the roses sometimes. So taking care of yourself is so important, and understanding more about your personality and your natural set of talents and challenges will really help you a lot. It will help you a lot in making sure that as you grow your business, that you're putting things in place that will take care of you. So like, for instance, for the new nurturer, sacred money archetype, they need to get really good at setting boundaries or they're going to end up burning themselves out. The maverick personality type needs to get good at, sticking with one idea and using their creativity and their amazing entrepreneurial skills to stay with the one thing. The celebrity needs to understand that to manage money, managing money for the celebrity sacred money archetype can be a real challenge. It can be a real challenge. So they have to put systems and things in place to, you know, take care of themselves and make sure that they don't have this, you know, all or nothing kind of situation, financial situation. And there's like 8 different sacred money archetypes. Go in, do my quiz. I don't have the link right now, but I'll put the link in here after I'm finished, because I have nobody to help me on these lives. So I will actually put the link in here afterwards, so you can go in and do the sacred money archetype and learn more about yourself. Because another thing that I was reading recently is about people who succeed versus people who don't succeed. And the people who succeed have a really great awareness of themselves. They have huge self-awareness. And that's part of the chakra work I do as well. We look at all the massive advantages you have as the person that you are, but we also look at the shadow side, the bit where we're not so good at. And that is really, really, really cool work as well. So those were my 4 top things that I wish I'd known when I started out. So number 1, the importance of marketing. Number 2, making sure that you have some kind of system, some kind of practical way to keep your mindset and your energy good, high, so that you can stay in this game for the longer term and be resilient and keep going. Number 3 was a signature program to make your marketing easier, and so that people are clear on what you provide. And number 4 is taking care of yourself and awareness around what you need as a person to keep going longer term in your business. So they are my 4 top tips this morning. It was a little bit shorter, my session this morning. This is good. I'm trying to keep it around a half an hour. Let me know what was your favorite of my 4 things this morning. Which was your favorite? What surprises you? What doesn't surprise you? I'd love to hear. Pop it in the comments. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay. And that's all for me this morning. I really enjoyed this morning's session. I suppose when I look back over all the years, I realize how far I've come, how much I've overcome to get to this point. And I'm really in a place now where I love what I do. I love helping personal stylists. I love sharing all my wisdom over the last nearly 20 years with personal stylists to help them to shortcut their path to success. So Breda said, thanks, Aileen. Great information as always. Brilliant, Breda. I hope there was something in there. You know, 2.5 years in, Breda, you are doing so amazingly well. At 2.5 years, I don't know what I was doing, Breda, but I probably wasn't, you know, I definitely wasn't online. I was fumbling around. I really didn't really know what I was doing. And the industry has changed so massively, I guess, that for us personal stylists who have been in the industry for a much longer time, you know, we've had to learn so many new skills in terms of marketing ourselves, in terms of putting ourselves out there, in terms of, you know, showing up. So really a huge thank you to everyone who joined me live. Hashtag replay. If you want to hear more about my Chakra Empowerment Program, which I'm starting on Tuesday, please drop me a message. I'm happy to hop on a call and talk to you about that. Have a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant weekend ahead, and I will catch you all soon. Take care. Bye.